Yeah. Trying to beat you up. Come downstairs. You know, you in front of the courthouse trying to act like you're tough. Like, yeah, stop. Yeah, let's go around the corner. Let's go around the corner. Come on, let's go around. Trying to beat you up. Turn around. Like your mother's ugly? Like your mother's ugly? Oh, okay. Same thing. Okay. Just watch. Yeah, okay. We can test it right now. Right now. Right now, ugly. Everything. Oh, you thought you was gonna be kind of ugly, bitch. You wasn't. But you wasn't. Same here. You see what's up? Same here. You see what's up? Oh, okay.
The streets are yelling, ladies and gentlemen, so get your burner phones, your booze, and your wigs. There is mayhem in the courtroom. Indeed, Remy Ma was taken up by the federal government, like it was the energy eyeballs of the season finale. Yes, exactly. After being arrested, our so-called Bronx queen was hauled from the courtroom. This time around, it wasn't a love and hip-hop stunt double, darling. Get this. Actual murder tapes, real FBI, and real handcuffs. According to leaked surveillance footage, Remy Ma is at the center of a lethal conspiracy connected to the murder trial of her own son. And according to one agent, I quote, she signed off on it. Now, I'm not sure who needs to hear this, but approving a parenting 101 does not include murder, since it's not looking good for wifey. Someone should urge papoose to quit composing poetry and start contacting lawyers instead. Is Remy really an overly cautious mother? Or like a mafia matriarch, did she plan the entire hit from behind the scenes? This isn't simply a mess, darling. We have only just begun to explore the realm of criminal couture. Stay put, because what's about to happen will leave you speechless someplace in Queens. FBI tapes reveal Remy Ma was involved in a murder plot, leading to her arrest and dragging out of court. It's ugly right now. Everything. Oh, you were wrong to expect to see some nasty underscore. However, you weren't. You weren't. The same is true here. You see what's happening? The same is true here. See what's going on? Oh, I see. She gave it her approval. FBI tapes reveal Remy Ma was involved in a murder plot, leading to her arrest and dragging out of court. She gave it her approval. I understand. This is the first portion. Your 200-word script for the gossip leak atmosphere. The voiceover flow is flawlessly arranged, and the dramatic tone is maintained without beginning with ladies and gentlemen. Remy Ma believed she was going to court on behalf of her son. Rather, she strolled directly to a federal takeover. She didn't even pass the metal detector, according to witnesses outside Queens criminal court. Before two federal officials took her by both arms and led her into an unmarked car. The actual kicker is right here. They were more than a show. Rumor has it that they brought with them surveillance logs, audio recordings, and a sealed indictment that would finally provide the solution to the question that has been brewing for months. Was Remy Ma a part of the murderous scheme that killed Darius Gilbo? The timeline alone could make your mind spin. So let's go back in time. The murder took place in Queens, South Jamaica. In 2021, police initially thought it was a gang-related event after multiple bullets were fired. But things quickly became more complicated. The gunman turned out to be Remy Ma's son, Jason J. Scott. The shooting was allegedly caused by a botched drug deal. Perhaps it was retaliation. With each headline, the motivation changed, but the heinousness of the crime remained constant. Full sunshine, 7 torso pictures, and no regrets. Let's fast forward to 2024. Jason is charged. Remy Ma dresses like she's walking the red carpet at every court appearance. The paparazzi believed she was being a helpful mother. However, others who recognized her from her earlier days, the Remy Ma, who served actual jail time for shooting a person in the stomach at a nightclub, saw something else. Her eyes flashed, a maneuver of power. A woman with more information. Then she was expressing. The tapes come next. Phone conversations between Remy Ma and a third party that were allegedly captured in the days prior to the murder. Handle it. Just make sure it doesn't come back to me. Excuse me, that doesn't sound like a mother praying for her son's safety. That sounds like someone planning a cleanup job, FBI investigators said of one of those talks. And to whom was she speaking? According to sources, was a well-known gang affiliate who had been working with federal officials and had connections to Remy's previous group. Since the end of 2023, yes, there was a flip. And the feds grabbed everything when they flipped. Him, location information, encrypted messages, call history, and even money transfers. However, things worsen. Remy allegedly said to another acquaintance during a separate wiretapped call, "We can't let him talk." Do you see what I mean? Even if I'm not a lawyer, you're not just in the room if you're out here, stating that we shouldn't allow someone to speak immediately following a murder. The contract is being signed by you. Let's also discuss what caused all of this. Just last week, the courthouse incident went viral. Jasmine Dyer, the victim's daughter, appeared at court and addressed Remy on the stairs as though it were personal, which it was. "You knew," she said directly to her face. "You allowed it to happen even though you knew what he was going to do." Within an hour, the video became viral on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and every gossip blog. What was done by Remy? Security had to hold both women back, but instead of dismissing her like a public figure avoiding trouble, she walked closer to her and shouted, "Say it again, I dare you." However, that was the exact moment the feds needed. Because our sources claimed that they had been waiting for a single misstep or act of intimidation against a witness to activate their warrant. It was more than just a heated argument. Obstruction was what that was. Oh, and this is where the new clarity comes in. Evidently, 2 weeks before the shooting, Remy Ma wired $25,000, concealed as a consulting fee. The payment was made to a now deceased person who was also connected to 3 other unsolved shootings in the vicinity. Behind the scenes, they refer to her as the Queen Pin of Queens baby. According to sources, she was acting like a boss behind closed doors while sitting in court and pretending to cry. Her past should not be forgotten. We're not talking about some choir chick here. The same woman who shot her buddy over $3,000 and served 6 years in jail got out, married Papoose, and created a comeback story as if she were Oprah's next favorite guest. But what if she never truly changed? Despite all the songs, heartfelt interviews, and hashtags for Black love, what if this street brawler in the Bronx never left? Then there's Papoose. Pap. Poor guy. He is made fun of for being too gentle, too devoted, and too rude or die. Let's discuss his current situation. Nevertheless, in front of the national media, he just witnessed his wife being handcuffed. Life is awaiting his stepson. Federal investigators are now raising the possibility that Papooses' independent record label may have unintentionally been used to launder money. Yes, exactly. Everything could be impacted by this drama. Freedom, money, marriage, and even music. Social media is ablaze in the meanwhile. A single Twitter user another commented, "Not Remy out here writing murder plots like she writes bars." The chillest post yet was this one. "Remy Ma told y'all she was with the smoke. Y'all thought she meant lyrics? Finally, take a look at the court cams." She is directing, not only observing. That's the mood at the moment. It was only a bar at the time, but people aren't just astonished. They're making connections, watching old interviews again, delving into the lyrics, and even challenging her famous Hot 97 freestyle in which she claimed, "You act like you're going to ride, I pop up where you hide." Sounds more like a confession. Now, and don't believe these to be just rumors. Just now, the Justice Department designated a second prosecutor in the case of Ray. We are reopening some sealed files. According to rumors, the FBI may be investigating this as a component of a broader RICO case that involves ghost labels, street crews, and perhaps Bitcoin laundering. Crypto, indeed. It appears that a portion of the hush money used following the murder was exchanged for Ethereum and sent via a shell wallet connected to a Virgin Islands company. Ree's legal team allegedly issued a cryptic statement claiming that her past incarceration and popularity are the reasons behind her unfair targeting. However, they remain silent when questioned directly about the tapes. It's not good to get. No response. Let me now tell you what people are truly upset about. The audio clip that was leaked. Internet was rocked by just 13 seconds. In it, a voice that is thought to be Remy declares that he will fold. Do what needs to be done. That's all. That's the entire video. No dates, no names. Real, though. When you compare the clip to the chronology of events, what the FBI discovered in her text exchanges makes this audio sound like baby rhymes. And this is only the beginning. What the FBI discovered in her text exchanges makes this audio sound like baby rhymes. And this is only the beginning. Sources close to the investigation claim that Ree's encrypted texts, which were recovered from a wiping device using forensic software, contain statements such as, "We move when it's dark and he's a liability." Even one message said, "If she speaks, she dies with it." Investigators think the warning was directed at Jasmine Dyer, the murder victim's daughter, the same lady Remy encountered on the steps of the courtroom. Take a moment to process that. In addition to reportedly aiding in the murder's planning, Remy allegedly sought to permanently silence the victim's daughter when she began to speak out. We are no longer discussing a grieving mother. We are discussing a woman who was portrayed as a puppet master with a body count and a mob-level mastermind. The mounting evidence has many wondering who else is involved, even as her legal team frantically tries to turn into a story about unfair targeting. Because the gag is here. Remy wasn't acting by itself. Not at all. Investigators have connected one offshore account to a network of known acquaintances, including a hairstylist, an ex-manager, and backup dancers, and at least 3 burner phones to car rentals. According to the FBI, it was not an isolated instance. They believe it was a component of a bigger scheme that involved hush money laundering through fictitious bookings and performance payments, witness silence, and intimidation. And let's not forget about the public backlash. According to one accused accomplice, Remy once stated, "If the streets respect you, the court can't touch you." Baby, how wrong she was. Celebrities are not speaking out. Radio silent, Fat Joe, not Nicki Minaj, a peak. 2 minutes after tweeting a side-eye emoji, Cardi B took it down. Fans, however, are noisy. Remy is being roasted on social media like a Thanksgiving turkey. Remy's own arrogance, a TikTok creator, shared a detailed analysis of the purported murderous scheme. Another popular tweet said, "Remy Ma told us she was with it." Turns out it was a federal indictment. And let's not even talk about the fan conspiracy theories. The caption said, "Girl, you are not conceited. You just got caught." Some people think this dates back to 2018 when Remy got into an altercation backstage during a VH1 taping. Do you recall that? People claim that the same long-buried security film, the FBI's affidavit, now names 2 of the same individuals. Streets are assembling it in real time, much like a Netflix documentary series. What about the motivation, though? Things get pretty dicey at that point. An unnamed former label intern claims that gang rivalry and drugs weren't the only factors at the heart of this whole disaster. It has to do with control. In Queens, a small-time crew was allegedly extorting Ree's son, Jason. Threats began to fly when he refused to pay, according to reports. Remy called to have the matter resolved before TMZ could discover it because she was desperate to preserve her reputation and brand. Additionally, Remy apparently went into full swing after the rifle went off and Darius Gilbo was killed. The offshore transfer began in damage control mode. Encrypted calls started at that point. The disappearance of important witnesses started at that point. Individuals began to vanish. After posting on Instagram that she knew the truth, one girl abruptly deleted all of her accounts and relocated to Atlanta. In a parking lot, another was discovered unconscious. No follow-up, no charges were made. They simply vanished. The dominoes are now falling heavily with Remy in handcuffs. A special press conference has just been called by the district attorney. The response to the question of whether Remy Ma may be sentenced to life in prison was, if the evidence supports it, we will pursue the highest penalty under the law. This means that they aren't playing. Let's face it, we might be considered to be overblown if it were any other celebrity. However, Remy Ma's entire reputation was based on her persona as the tough lady, the shooter, and the non-player. Deeper things were even alluded to in her lyrics. They are afraid to speak because of me. We now understand why. And, wow, poor Papoose. The internet is in disarray. According to half of Twitter, he played dumb to shield her even though he knew. All along. He believes he is a victim of the game, according to the other half. Caught in the delusion of black love when married to a Queen Fin. In any case, he was seen leaving the courthouse with a hood over his head, a broken appearance, and no comments to the media. Ash said a single thing to himself. This isn't possible. Oh, but it's true. That the IRS has finally intervened. Yes, youngsters. When the blood dries, the tax people always appear. According to reports, they are auditing every company that Remy has worked with over the past 5 years. Brand deals, podcast revenue, publishing, and appearances. According to reports, she used shell companies connected to fictitious performing. Gigs in Miami, South Africa, and Dubai to transfer more than $300,000 in untraceable income. Are you curious about the twist? She didn't even venture out of New York. I'll say it again. It's the same weekend that she was spotted at a baby shower in Johannesburg. She was reportedly playing there. The Bronx. Make sense of it, as you are already. Aware websites are using the headline Remy Ma, Rap Queen to Courtroom Killer to promote Hollywood Unlocked. The Shade Room merely shared a picture of Remy along with the word sis. According to reports, TMZ is holding on to other audio recordings that they say are too explicit to publish without permission from the authorities. According to one report, it shows Remy in a planning meeting talking about where to relocate a body in the event that Plan A doesn't work out. Allegedly. Let's face it, though, how much of this accumulation of receipts still? REQUIRES proof. Additionally, people are sneering at her unexpected affluence. Remy wasn't selling out tours or making the top charts. She reportedly spent $80,000 on a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, purchased a luxury condo for her niece last year, and has been seen wearing designer Balenciaga clothing. Investigators think that some of the purchases were made to reward insiders, keep the family happy, and launder hush money. Remember, last month this woman hosted a $200,000 birthday celebration. Real tigers, fireworks, ice sculptures, the works. When their son faces a life sentence in jail, who does that? The icing on the cake, someone having something to conceal. According to anonymous FBI insiders, Remy may no longer even be the primary target. Oh no, dear. They consider her to be merely a component of a larger criminal network that may be connected. 2 past East Coast rap feuds, label executives who were washed up, and 2 other 2022 murder cases that had a lot in common. The trend. All of the victims had fallen out with known Remy affiliates or were former associates. The courtroom is just getting hotter. The streets are buzzing and the files are heavy. Remy has nothing but time as she waits in that federal detention cell without any glitz, lashes, or an entourage. It's time to consider those recordings, those messages, those transfers, and the one sentence that may be the final nail in the coffin of her career. She gave it her approval. She also approved the one statement that could be the final nail in the coffin of her career. Now that expression isn't limited to social media. The official case file has it. According to reports, it is ingrained in the brains of all jurors who have been pre-selected for what might turn out to be the most combustible celebrity trial since the O.J. Simpson circus. And it is included in the DA's press briefing materials. However, this is the point at which things become completely insane, like Gotham City. Remy Ma hasn't been sleeping. According to an insider who claims to be a member of the security staff assigned to Remy's incarceration facility, because of who might testify against her, not because she is afraid or even because of the charges that are imminent. Are you all prepared for this? Papoose, indeed. She was originally held down by her devoted husband, Mr. Blacklove, who was also her poet and guardian. Now, based on several redacted court records and sealed court materials, transcripts, Papoose might not have been called as a character witness, but rather as a witness to a grand jury. Oh no, as a confidential source with knowledge of planned retaliation and